Everybody, Kim and Katrina here on the homestead. Just wanted to give you all an update to let you know we are okay. It didn't get as bad as they said it was going to get. We haven't had the blowing winds at all. We got maybe 2 inches of snow. They were calling for 4 to 6. And the wind chills and temps have been okay. They haven't been great. So for example, I have all kinds of notes because there's so many things I want to tell you about.
You talk. I'm going to show everybody kind of the temp outside. See
so this morning at 4:30.
You can't see it, but it's like -10.
This morning at 4:30 a.m. it was actually 18 degrees above. At 7:30 it dropped to 8 degrees. At 9:30 a.m. it was -10. At 11 a.m. it was -8, and it's now 1 o'clock here and it's -11 still. So,
but like I don't hear a lot of wind blowing. I'm looking outside now.
If it was windy, it would be a horrible situation. But inside, we're at like 60 degrees, which is about where we are all winter, 60, 62, 64, and we're comfortable.
During the day, it's 60. At night, it gets like 70 in here, but I think
That's because everything's closed up then and we're in for the night, which is kind of what we're trying to do now today. But this is what we wear. We have a t-shirt on under here, flannel shirt, just pants, no long johns or anything. The fire's burning currently. And you can see the little energy fans running. Beside Katrina, we just
there's a pretty tree.
We just cleaned and lit the pellet stove as well, because if it's going to get really cold tonight, we want to have the house as warm as we can today, so that residual goes through the night. We'll keep the pellet stove burning all night. Every couple hours, we'll check the wood stove, and we should be good. So to talk about what we did to really button up the house for this year, I'm going to tell you right now, if this is the year we had last year, the current year we're having last year,
with the early snow and
the temps, everything, we would have been in big trouble. So everything that we've done this year to get ready, thank God, we got most of it done. So what we did is outside, when we were outside and doing some trim work and stuff, none of the windows were insulated at all outside. So we actually shot insulation up in between all of the what's that board called that we bought? What's the board?
There's a trim board.
Well, no, the shiplap. In between the shiplap, all the little spots in the shiplap.
So everybody knows she just hit me.
We insulated all of them, and then we actually put trim up as well around every single window. None of the windows on this place had trim on. I think one of the issues was the bare doors, the bare windows that we have. They wouldn't close correctly with trim, so they never put trim on. So that helped a lot. There's no draft coming in right now. The other thing that we did was we did a video. We insulated and closed up the whole front of the house with old OSB pieces, and then pieces of foam on top, and then any crack that was down there got spray foam insulation. So we ripped up the whole porch to do that. The only place we couldn't get to was the Arctic entry here and the front here at the kitchen. So in the Arctic entry right now, we actually just went out and put tape up on some spots that are light is coming through.
But even that, the Arctic entry is like what, 5 degrees?
The Arctic entry right now is 10 degrees.
So that's
above zero.
Right, so that's 20 degrees warmer than it is outside.
Correct. So, the extra things that we blocked up should keep the wind from coming in those cracks. Right. But yeah, we did all that. One place we didn't get done, behind you here, Katrina, this exterior wall where this little porch is here, we didn't get a chance to pull all those boards up. So when we cleaned this out this morning, I felt down here at the ground, and along the wall right here, it's
chilly,
freezing. So that's got to get done as well. Okay, so we're gonna take a walk because we did a bunch of work for the bathroom pipes, because that's where we actually had the issue last year with the pipes freezing. So come into the bathroom. We keep the doors open just like the olden days when they just put a curtain across it. If Katrina's mom was still alive, I'd have her build me a little curtain for here and one for the kitchen. We're gonna go to the kitchen in a second too. So what we did here is we opened up the wall in the bathroom. You can see it did have the spray foam in there. It's like 2 inches thick, which I think the R rating on that is 1 inch is 7. So we have about 15 R rating on the exterior. But Katrina, can you zoom down here at the bottom real quick? So you'll see where the pipes actually come into the house there. We have foam insulation down, or what's that? The pink stuff. Pink foam insulation down there.
Bat insulation.
I can't talk. Turn that on. So we got bat insulation down in there, all the way down. Because what we did is we had our friend Tony Stoddard come up and help us, and we actually cut all the way through the floor And you see the heat tape runs right up there.
Yep.
Through the floor. So the heat tape is buried down in there where the pipe actually comes up from the ground. And that's where we had an issue last year too, because that was just an all open pit out there because we just didn't get the work done. So Katrina, come on over here. So, I don't know if Katrina can zoom. This is the hothouse we built, and we're actually calling it a hothouse because we already have a greenhouse and we were getting mixed up saying greenhouse. So it is a greenhouse, but we're calling it the hothouse. So it is 15, 16 degrees out there right now. So all of the pipes in this wall have that extra box that we built on the exterior, 9 inches thick with bat insulation in there as well.
Look out. Can you?
Just the
you
edge
can
of
see
it.
kind of the top of the box there.
Yeah. So that box runs this whole wall here for all the pipes that run through to the shower and everything. So we did that to help.
But still, if it's 16 degrees in there, that means it's 26 degrees warmer in there
Yes.
than it is outside.
Exactly. And like this is, you know, the big concern because the pipes in the wall froze last year. That's why we actually cut it open and we can access the bottom if we have an issue down there. Okay, so open up that, build the hothouse. We have heat tapes on, so we have heat tape on here, and we'll go to the kitchen area and talk about that next, because we have a heat tape on that also. So the lines, the water lines, we're hoping and assuming run underneath the boardwalk. So everything's enclosed in the hothouse right now. So this used to be a patio that was the house and the kitchen. So this whole structure we built. It's not done yet, you see, but that's our project this winter to get our flooring in, get our nice wood or
tin ceiling,
metal tin up, get the chair rail up with the beetle kill stuff and make it really pretty. So anyway, the pipes come from the generator shed, hopefully run underneath the boardwalk, which is the hothouse now, and that's insulated. Then they took a turn and they come here. So outside on the exterior, we put Tyvek vertically all the way around the whole house. 2 reasons: keep the pack rats out, which we've had no issue anymore, and then also wind block.
You want to correct yourself and say Trex.
Trex, what did I say?
Tyvek.
Oh, I'm sorry. Trex. I apologize. So that goes all the way around the house to keep the draft from just flowing under the house. But so the pipes here, we're hoping they come in and go this way. I'm not 100% sure because we used to have a gas line here because the propane hot water tank was in the kitchen, and that kind of angles out this way. But I'm hoping they buried the water lines this way to prevent anybody from digging them up by accident because the propane tank is straight out here. So we're hoping it runs under here. We do have a hatch here if we have to get down, and this is also insulated with bat insulation.
And what else?
What else?
The heat tape.
And the heat tape. I was getting to it.
Gotcha.
And the heat tape running right here. And they have lights on them so that we know that they're working and they're okay. But we do have a whole corner we can take out of here. So come on into the kitchen. So in the kitchen, we have a propane wall heater. And this is just to make sure that there is heat that gets out here to take care of the pipes.
Because this is the farthest from the wood stoves.
Farthest from anything. So it fires on at 48 degrees. It's actually looking like it's getting ready to fire on any second because it is currently like 56 degrees out here. And again, we keep this open just so air can circulate. But those water pipes that come in, Katrina, you can see them here.
Yep.
Come right up out of the floor. And I think from even here to the sink, they're just under this floorboard. And we know it is insulated under there with spray foam insulation too. When it was ripped up, we could kind of see in there. So we have the wood stove as our primary heat. We honestly don't fire on the pellet stove very often. It's always when we go to town, number one. But it's really cold right now, so we fired it on.
It seems like maybe like 0 or below, or like you said, when we go to town is usually when the pellet stove goes.
Right, and so then we have propane heat as a final backup if we need it. So, and there is one in the bedroom too. To be honest, we've never turned it on except to test it. We replaced some parts on it. It does work, but we've never needed heat. We like to actually sleep cooler. We actually close the bedroom doors and stay cooler at nighttime out there. So, and then the last thing that we did, and thank goodness we did it, was put that additional 500-gallon propane tank in. So we have one buried, which we thought initially was 1,000 gallons, and it's not. So we got an additional one above ground, 500-gallon tank. It sits right outside.
So it was 250 until this summer, and then we went from 250, we upgraded to 500, and I didn't think it was necessary.
Right. So we're so glad we did it, because this will fire on no matter what. If the wood stove's on or not, that's just how we have it set to fire on. But the generator this year has run already more times than all of last winter total, from October to almost May. This year it's fired on already October, November, and half December, more than it did all of last year. So we're really fortunate and glad we upgraded the propane tank. But we're toasty in here. We're doing okay. We're going to really pay attention to the temperature tonight. If it does get to that minus 34 that they're calling for, we're going to leave some water taps open just to be sure. Last year, our issue with the water taps started at like minus 15. So I think we're 100% good and we're okay, but it can't hurt to be
I'd rather take precautions rather than dealing with proactive, not reactive.
Right. And so the other thing is, for anybody back east that's looking at temperature in Deer Lodge,
it showed, last I saw, minus 16 in Deer Lodge.
So it's really cold in Deer Lodge because they're down there in the valley. Up here on the top, we are much, much warmer. Like I said, right now, we just did it, it was minus 11 outside. Mm-hmm. So we tend to be 6 to 8 degrees warmer up here than it is down the mountain. So just keep that in mind, everybody in Pennsylvania. We're okay. And Virginia, if you guys are watching. And New Jersey, if you guys are watching. So anyway, all of
the East Coast.
Back east. And anyway, we just wanted to give you all an update, let you know we are okay. Everything's fine. We're in for the day today. Just hanging out, doing some projects and stuff like that. But we love you. We already had somebody from town. Travis checked on us, sent us a message. Hope you girls are okay up there. So we appreciate that. And again, we cannot thank all the people at Deer Lodge for taking us in and taking care of us and checking on us. It means a lot to us. So from our hearts to yours, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, whatever you may celebrate. We love you all. We appreciate you. And thanks for taking care of us. All right. Cheers from the homestead. Staying warm. Bye.